Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining today's webinar. This is Richard Parker from Tech Data, and today's guest we have RingCentral. And before we get started, what I wanted to do is ask everyone who is on the line if you can help us out. If you do have the ability to mute your phone lines on your end, that would be great. We will mute them on our side as well, but sometimes they come unmuted. So if you have the option to mute your line, that would be great. Then also, if you have any questions that you want to ask today's presenter, please use the chat feature, and then we'll be able to read off the questions to RingCentral at the end. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get today's session started. Like I said, today's session is hosted by RingCentral, and Dylan Rowley is the strategic account manager that will be taking us through today's presentation. So Dylan, you can go ahead and begin.
Cool. Thanks, Richard. All right. Well, thanks for everybody joining today. We really appreciate it. Feel free, as we're going through, type questions in the chat box. Not opposed to taking live questions as well. So we might kind of go through, then at the end, we can unmute everyone if you guys would like to, have some dialogue back and forth. I know that can be easier than the chat box occasionally. And I'll kind of go through as we go through each section and pause for kind of common questions that come up, and then also questions that you guys have as well. So thanks for joining. I really appreciate everybody's time. This session is really based on a RingCentral technical sales training on how to sell a UCaaS solution versus the on-premise nightmares. Right now with RingCentral, we're seeing our partners do phenomenally well, highest growing segment in our business, and a lot of the partners that we have that are doing business with RingCentral today are partners that are maybe new to voice, had a bad experience with voice in the past, and we'll kind of run through how the old system worked and how that solution now works with UCaaS, and how it can be a little bit of an easier play for everybody on the line today, and a new way for your company to add value to your customers, and also a new way for you guys to add an additional revenue stream to your business as well. So the main things we'll cover is this kind of RingCentral overview. Very important if you're going to partner with a company that you feel comfortable and know that you're staying behind, the industry-leading provider. We're also going to look at one of the biggest drivers of the growth RingCentral seeing right now is how we're seeing a lot of SMB mid-market customers choose this more OpEx model compared to the CapEx in the past. Also differentiate the signal types, the ways that essentially customers can get phone systems, break down a little bit of the pros and cons of both, and explain the total cost of ownership of cloud versus on-prem. So if you're new to telecom or you're not familiar with TCO is total cost of ownership. And then we'll take a little bit of a look at the market and revenue opportunity, as well as kind of show how to get set up as a partner too. The other thing, as we're going through, I know the presentations are always nice to see, but sometimes it can be better to see it firsthand. And so we launched some new integrations with Office 365. We have a really awesome desktop application. Our user interface is very simple to use. So it might take a couple minutes just so you guys can kind of see the product firsthand too. So you have a good idea just kind of the product overall in general. And again, as we're going through, please ask questions, put things in the chat box, and we'll kind of pause periodically to take those. So who is RingCentral? If you haven't heard of RingCentral, this will give you a little bit of overview about the company. The way I would look at this, if I'm a partner, I would look at this slide as ways you can build up RingCentral to your clients. Great talking points really show that RingCentral is the leader in the space, and good things that help you build credibility when you're going to recommend RingCentral to one of your customers. We train all of our employees at RingCentral to kind of cover this slide and a few others in the RingCentral pitch deck, and it works great when we're for our direct sales team, and also works great for our top partners knowing these talking points as well. So right now RingCentral has over 300,000 business customers. That's all grown organically. So we haven't acquired those customers through acquisitions, mergers, any of those those types of ways to grow. It's all through customers choosing RingCentral and staying with RingCentral. The majority of these are SMB customers, but we also have, I believe our largest account right now is about 2,500 users. We had a partner actually close our largest quarter, one of our largest deals last quarter with a 1,700 user deal in the SLED market space. We have about 1,500 employees, and about 70% of those are customer facing. One of the neat things about RingCentral compared to the competition is we have 8 years of innovation built into our platform and about $48 million in research and development. So what this means to you as the partner is that the RingCentral platform is going to be, essentially when you look at all the analysts, our platform is ranked as the leader. And we're spending more on research and development than some of our competitors are even bringing in total revenue based off their systems. So this has done a lot to position us in the go up market, start winning enterprise, mid-market deals, help our partners be more profitable by moving into larger accounts. The other thing, this large research and development spend and having our own platform built on 8 years of innovation, is when you look at Gartner, essentially the leading analyst in the technology space, for their Magic Quadrant for UCaaS, RingCentral is ranked as the leader. So we're not just the leader, we're also ranked as the most visionary. The way this essentially ranks out is you want to be, if you're a company and you're playing in the UCaaS space, you want to be exactly where RingCentral is. When you look at challengers, those are more companies that just have a lot of money, where if they really wanted to invest, 100%, they would be a big challenger in the industry and could probably do a lot taking market share maybe down the road. But as of right now, the way the space is positioned, RingCentral is based as the leader, and they're based as the most visionary. So we have the best product today, and we're best positioned moving forward to continue to have the best product. And a lot of that's based on the research and development we're putting into our software that our competitors essentially don't have the same resources as we do to build out as strong as a platform as RingCentral. And when you look at Gartner, this is a few strengths that they listed. Clients, really report good customer satisfaction. So one of the things you hear with voice, maybe from some of the competitors when you look at voice over IP or cloud, hey, it's off-site, it's going over the internet, not as reliable, not as good as the on-prem system. With the amount of customers we have, with the Gartner rankings we have, we want to be getting those reviews without having good customer satisfaction. The other things I'll show you guys here in just a second too is we're doing a lot of integrations. So if you're on this call and you're a Microsoft partner, which the majority of you are, and you're offering Office 365 to your clients, we have the integrations with Office 365 that I'll actually do a quick product demo where you can click to dial, make the Office 365 window essentially their one communications window they need to be in, and it's included with the service. So it's a great way to add more value and make your clients more productive with the RingCentral integrations. The biggest thing that we were excited about at RingCentral is when you look at Gartner, with the project management we're putting in place for the 1,000 user employees and essentially those enterprise mid-market customers, even Gartner says RingCentral is a good fit for accounts over 1,000 employees. So we're not just your SMB, you're not just mid-market, but we're also in that enterprise space too. And then all these enterprise features, your SMB customers get those as well. So even if you have a 10-user office that you're selling RingCentral to, they're getting the same solution as companies that have a 1,000, 1,500 user office, which typically isn't that way in voice. And when they look at the unified communication stack RingCentral has, it's intuitive, it's easy to use. We offer multiple services, including texting, so SMS. We have great mobility tools, web conferencing, and video conferencing too. So when you sign up for RingCentral, it's not just your dial tone, it's essentially going to go with you wherever you go, and it's your full business communications platform. And those things are why RingCentral is growing so fast and why Gartner's ranked RingCentral as the leader compared to a lot of the competitors in the space. So the goal of this training is we want to help you guys win deals. We know you might not be a partner right now. You could be thinking about it. But if you're on this call, you probably have clients that have mentioned voice or have asked you about voice, and you're not sure where to go or how to pitch it. So we want to help with your win percentage. We want to decrease deal friction. So kind of improve product knowledge on the competitors right now, and then also help with your deal size. So you can get into the solution better, see how we compare to your traditional PBX, IP PBX, and help you get in more of those mid-market enterprise opportunities where you can get your clients off of a PBX and onto RingCentral. So when you look at what we call deal friction, the key things that we run into is have the right stakeholders and decision makers, and they have to be bought into cloud. Also, there can be missing requirements. So if we don't have all the requirements or business drivers that customers are looking for, that can be another example of deal friction. The other things you'll see is objections. Maybe they're not comfortable with cloud. Maybe they have certain certain business drivers they need that they're not comfortable that they can get with RingCentral. Other things would be deal killers, the amount of bandwidth they have, making sure they can support voice, and then competitive threats when you're going up against quotes for IP PBXs and PBX systems. And then a lot of the common objections that you'll get is customers are still getting familiar with cloud. So you have to be able to come in and prove the solution, test it out where your clients feel comfortable with the solution. We do a few different things when it comes from the objection side. We offer a proof of concept for customers so they can use the system to test it out. We also offer a 30-day trial where clients are locked into their commitment until the end of that 30-day trial. But from your end, as the partner, it's more just making sure they're comfortable with the voice, with RingCentral as their voice provider, utilizing the resources we have available to you so we can help you guys overcome those objections and help you win deals. So the way companies really purchase, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with, but in case you're not, when they're looking at communication systems, they're looking at a couple different things. They're either going to look at a CapEx model, which is more of an investment spend. I'm going to buy this PBX system. I'm going to spend $10, $20, $30, maybe $50,000 or more on this system. I'm going to have all the hardware and software. I'm going to own it, and as it gets older, it's going to lose the technology features, it's going to have issues, and then I'm going to have to replace that, and it'll lose its value over 3, 5, 10 years. That's your traditional type of phone system. When you look at an OpEx model, this is going to be the more of the business spend RingCentral falls into. Being a cloud communications provider, essentially they're just paying a monthly service fee for RingCentral. It's a bring your own device solution, so if they have current unlocked IP phones, we can provision those for RingCentral. They could rent devices or they could purchase new devices, but they're just going to pay that monthly service fee per user. By doing that, it's a lot more attractive for a customer. On the CapEx side, you're out all that cash flow, and you still have a lot of hidden costs with the PBX side, so you're still essentially paying an operational spend as well, and the system gets older as it moves. With RingCentral, you pay your monthly service fee. Every 8 to 10 weeks, you get all the new updates with RingCentral. It's very easy to support. You don't have the maintenance. You don't have to worry about buying a new system in 3 to 5 years. So it makes it as an easier spend for telecom. And generally, when you look at the total cost of ownership, that OpEx model is a lot more attractive compared to the CapEx that the traditional on-prem systems have. Sorry about that. So when you look at evolving toward the cloud, you have your traditional PBX. It's a little inflexible, not great for mobility. If you need to change any call rules, make any call management changes, it requires on-site expertise. It's usually at a charge. Can work with multiple locations, but can be a little rough. You have your IP PBX. It's a little better. It's still inflexible, still requires someone to come on site. You can use multiple location, but it's very complicated, and it's limited to upgrade. With your cloud PBX, it's easily adaptable, easy to maintain, a simple multi-location, and continuously able to upgrade. So you can add new users, make any changes in real time, and you essentially don't have to pay for that person to always come on site and service. It's a lot easier to do if you're managing a cloud PBX for one of your clients. If they need to change an answering rule or add a user, it's click, click, done in about 5 seconds compared to your traditional models where you would have to roll a tech out on site, charge a service fee, and it's a lot more complex. So when you look at the on-prem site or the on-prem setup, it's a physical system that's on customer site. So they have their phone closet, has a lot of wires, it's a little scary. Your customers don't want to mess with it. They want to just stay away from that because they don't know how to manage it. So a lot of the stations are physically owned by the customer but are also hosted at an off-prem location. So again, it just makes it difficult for your clients. They still have their phone closet or it's hosted elsewhere. And the brains are owned by the provider, and the stations are owned by the customer or leased from the provider. So it's not really clear who owns all the equipment. It can be a little complicated, which makes it difficult to make changes and makes it a very difficult and costly solution to manage and update as you add new employees, need to change call management rules, make any updates. It's not a very easy solution. Your on-prem phone systems, here's kind of an example here. So you have your major manufacturers, Cisco, Avaya, Nortel, kind of your main guys. Then you'll have your kind of phone closet there. The pros, on-site management usually takes a team of people to do that. It is a CapEx cost, so you're paying that just as upfront, usually plus some other management fees. Set it and forget it mentality. Once it's in the closet, it's set up. As a client, you don't really have to mess with anything again. But if you do need to make any changes, you do have to have someone come out, actually update that box and make any changes for you. And security, they are very secure devices for the on-prem. The cons, really when you look at it, is that CapEx, high upfront costs. The technology is outdated quickly. You buy a system, then your technology is out of date in 3 to 5 years, and now you have to go out and buy a whole new system. If you're a growing company, it's limited on how you can scale. So PBX systems generally only have so many lines. If you're growing faster than anticipated, you might have to do a whole other CapEx spend and buy a new PBX system faster than you would imagine, and then a high total cost to ownership when you look at the CapEx up front and then plus service, maintenance, and other hidden charges. That cost of ownership can be pretty high. And then also limited mobility. As most people are working remote, traveling, you want to be able to take calls, call out from your phone system everywhere. And with the PBX systems, you essentially just don't have that capability. The other competition we have is more your IP PBX, your co-located hybrid phone system. So I know there's a lot of Cisco partners, and they have some really good solutions for this, which can make sense for a customer. Also, Mitel, ShoreTel Cisco, Panasonic. These are good solutions. We'll come across these quite a bit. The pros, it's company managed. Usually, typically, a team of people are taking care of it. It is a CapEx cost, so you're still paying a lot for that. Equipment, set it and forget it mentality. So you set it up. Hopefully, you don't have to make any changes, and it's pretty much good from there on out. It is very feature-rich, so you have your real-time call reporting, call manager, etc. It's secure. The cons is a lot of the off-site management. So if you do need to make any changes, if there's equipment off-site, it can be difficult to do that. A high upfront cost, again, you're paying $10,000, $25,000, $50,000 to get all these features, when a lot of them you can get through the cloud without that CapEx expenditure. Technology, similar to the PBX system, after a certain amount of time, your technology is going to be old. It's not easy to get updates. Essentially, it's a rip and replace when you need new technology. It's not easy to scale. Similar to your traditional PBX, you have a set amount of users. It can be difficult or costly to add more users and make changes, which leads to a very high total cost to ownership. And then also you have added network cost and limited mobility, which can be difficult when you look at, how we mentioned with the PBX, remote users being out in the field, want to be able to utilize your business number, not give out your cell phone number, things like that you can get easily with a cloud communications provider that you really can't get with your PBX or IP PBX. So when you look at hosted, it's pretty simple. RingCentral, as you guys saw with the Gartner UCaaS Magic Quadrant, we looked at the leader in the space, some really good competitors, your Jive, 8x8, Vonage. There's also a lot of companies repackaging BroadSoft or Metaswitch, where it's not really their own solution, they're just repackaging another one. The pros, the low upfront costs. You can essentially, there's no on-prem equipment. The only type of equipment you would need is just phones. So you're not having to buy the PBX system or buy the IBX and have the phone closet or have your phones in the server room. It's all through the cloud, so it makes it very easy for your customers to sign up and to scale. The current technology, I can't speak for the competitors, but for RingCentral, our system gets updated every 8 to 10 weeks with brand new updates. Every customer gets those updates when they come out, so you always have the latest and greatest phone system. You're not going to have to purchase a new phone system again in 3 to 5 years. The customizable, it's very easy to customize. Any changes, you can go through the user interface. You could change company hours, change a greeting, add a user, change the way calls are routed, add a sales group, you name it. You can do it in about 10 seconds with a click. So very customizable. And then it's just a very easy solution compared to a lot of the on-prem systems. The cons that you can run into with some competitors is security and voice quality, and also the OpEx cost. Limited feature set compared to on-prem. Sometimes in the past we would run into these issues for call management, real-time reporting, things like that. We have launched some new integrations where if you have a client that does have a call center, seats, they need those real-time reportings, where now they can get that through RingCentral. I'm unsure about all the providers if they have that as well. Voice quality, having a good bandwidth connection is the key. If they have good bandwidth, generally the voice quality is great. If they don't have good bandwidth, you can have some issues. For security, it can vary per provider. RingCentral, we're very secure, essentially the same type of security you can get with passing along credit card information over the internet, and we're fully HIPAA compliant. When you get into some of your smaller providers, they don't offer that same security that you could get with RingCentral, for example. So, very easy way for you guys to sell a phone system without having to go in and worry about the difficulty of managing it, and it's a very easy way for your clients to get enterprise-grade features without having to have a high upfront cost to purchase on-prem equipment. So, why cloud is the answer? I don't know if anybody on this call was at Tech Select, but they had an analyst come on, I believe the CID, talk about cloud and just the amount of growth they're seeing, even higher than forecasted for SMB and your mid-market space. So why are all these customers going cloud? It's really built just for the modern world of work. So RingCentral is no longer just your phone system. Everything integrates together. So if you're using your Office 365, you're using Salesforce, let's say you have a client that's using Google Business Apps, it essentially all integrates together now with your phone system through the cloud. Very easy to use, it's very simple, and essentially you're getting that, most expensive PBX system with very limited of a CapEx expenditure, and you're actually getting more features most of the time. And then the big thing, I work remote, traveling quite a bit. I'm sure most people on the call as well. Remote workers, you can tie in company-wide presence from anywhere. Mobile users, all the features you get with your standard phone, you get that and more on the mobile device. Multiple locations. A lot of our big wins are companies that have multiple locations, where say you have 15 offices with 100 employees at each office. Now you have that underneath one solution. You have company-wide presence. You can monitor anybody throughout the entire company, all through one system, and it doesn't matter if they have multiple locations, they have remote and mobile workers. You can do that throughout the whole company for every one of those scenarios. So things like that is where we're really seeing companies buy in and go, hey, this cloud solution, especially your SMB and mid-market companies, makes a lot more sense long-term from a total cost of ownership and just from a productivity and just as a whole for the business case compared to your traditional PBX or IP-PBX systems. And then you look at the feature set. It's very easy to price out too. So when you look at the feature set, everything listed here is essentially included in our basic package. The only thing that varies from package to package is just a few key features. So if you've seen an old PBX quote with 100 line items, with RingCentral, you can essentially go through and have a quote with one line item, and it just shows the price per user. So it takes the complexity out of pricing and the complexity out of the quoting process to make it easy for everyone here on this call to sell. Makes it really easy to sell against the competition too. And another thing we have, I'll show you guys a little bit of a product demo in just a second, but we also have the integrations with Office 365. So from your Office 365 web portal, you essentially have full access to the RingCentral system where you can call out, SMS, schedule meetings, you name it, you can do it, which is a really great tool. It helps with productivity for your clients, and also it's an easy in when you're talking to customers as well. When you look at really evaluating that total cost of ownership, PBX, IPBX, it's a little bit like an iceberg. You have your basic hardware costs, your licensing fees, and then once you get out below that, it's where the really hidden costs start to add up. You're going to have outside service charges, so if you have to pay to have someone come on site to make any changes for a call answering rule, add a user, those really add up over time. If you have multiple locations, you have to have your MPLS or PSTN set up, which can be complicated. You might have to do SIP trunking. What about your local, long distance, toll-free lines? That's a hidden cost that gets calculated as well. You might need PRIs, T1s, which again, hidden costs, more complication. You need standalone maybe communication services. So it's not just the PBX. There's a lot of hidden costs that really add up. When you look at the cloud, all you need to be a RingCentral customer is you need good bandwidth. Each call takes about 90 kilobits up and down. You just pay the amount per user. It's simple. And then when you look at, making changes to your account, you go through our admin portal, click, you can change anything in a couple seconds within a few clicks. It's very intuitive. So, and this shows a little bit of the plans, give you guys a better idea. So this is based on just a client doing a 2-year contract, and definitely the pricing can vary depending on the amount of seats too. This is for kind of your 2 to 20 seat setup. But everything you get when it comes to your voice, fax, text is all included. You get the mobile app and desktop application included. Every user gets a global audio conference that's included as well. You can have up to 1,000 people in the audio conference. We offer our meetings platform where you can have a set amount of participants for there. And then your CRM integrations with like Salesforce, Zoho. I'll give you guys some examples here in 5 seconds. Those you go to premium and also automatic call recording. So it's pretty basic. The best thing is that the call management rules are the same in standard, premium, and enterprise. So any type of call management feature we have, it's automatically included in every package. So if you've seen the old IP-PBX quotes or PBX quotes with 1,000 line items for call waiting, call forwarding, groups, things like that, you don't have to worry about that. All that's included with RingCentral. Essentially any call management rule you can think of just about is included with our platform. So on that note, I'll take a couple seconds here and just do a little bit of a demo. Richard, before I get into that, have we any questions come up so far?
Yes, we do. And I can go ahead and read
Perfect. Do you want to read them off?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me pull this over.
Okay.
Didn't bring my glasses, so let's make it here. I know. All righty. So basically, the question that came in is, how do you overcome objections that I don't need an equal number of phone lines to match the number of my employees? I only want to pay for the 10 phone lines to support my 35 employees and lobby area, although I still need a phone line at every desk and extensions for those users. Make sense?
That's a really good question. It depends. Sometimes, you really look at where you play the strongest. So where we win a lot of our deals, especially when you look at your enterprise and mid-market, it's usually multiple locations, places like law offices, where essentially kind of every user needs a phone. We do still win a lot of deals in that shared line type of segment. We just still price it out per user. So with any cloud service, a user is, any phone that you can pick up and dial out from. So we would just kind of price that out per user, see how we compete in that scenario. There are some scenarios like that where IP PBXs and PBXs are still really strong solutions, but there can be other business drivers too. If they need mobility, say they have remote employees. We also have some really good free extensions where if you have employees that don't really need a phone but just need it to ring like a cell phone, we'd kind of want to deep dive and see exactly what that client needs, and we could go through and see if it's a good fit. Some of those situations you just mentioned can be really difficult. That might be a customer where IP PBX system could be a better fit. But we want to go through and kind of look at all the business drivers to see how we compare in that scenario.
All righty. Yeah, that was the only question so far, Dylan, so you can proceed.
Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, so we'll take just a minute here, and I'll show you guys a few of the actually product demos real quick. So you should be able to see my screen here. So right now we have the RingCentral desktop application up. So this is included for free. From here you have essentially you can get all your voicemail. I can fax from here. I can text from here. I can text out. A few cool features. So company-wide presence. I see on here essentially everybody within RingCentral. These are my favorites. But anybody within the company, no matter where they're located at, if they're calling through their mobile app, they're calling through their soft phone, they're in our corporate headquarters remote, it doesn't matter. I can see on here who's busy and who's free. So that's always a pro to see. Call logs, you have access to all your call logs from here too. So you can come over here, you can click to dial, SMS, I could block the number, you name it. Contacts, you have your personal, anybody within the company you can click on. It takes just a second, but it'll update the status and you can see presence. Another thing that we just launched too is our heads-up display. Say you have a company that's looking at, needs receptionist phones, or they want to monitor a certain amount of employees. You can actually have up to 100 monitored employees on this heads-up display. And from here, anybody you're monitoring, you can see who they're on an active call with. I can transfer calls. I can add calls. So if I'm a secretary, I could use this tool, monitor all the executives or the people I need to, essentially come through here and look at their calling, transfer calls, do warm transfers, blind transfers, essentially all that here from this application. And then you have your call log and your current calls. So right now I'm actually on my desktop app taking this call, and you can see from here I could hold, transfer, park, flip, all that I can do here from this application. I could click here and add to a conference and add another call. And everything you see here is going to be essentially from your mobile app. It's going to look like this. It's just going to be a smaller version. All you do is go to the Android App Store or the Apple App Store. You just download the RingCentral app. If you guys want to search, you just download it, and then you log in with your username and password. And then you have full access to this. So no matter where I'm at, I can always dial out, always SMS, transfer, call, flip, you name it. I can do all that from my RingCentral desktop from my mobile application, from my desktop. So we've really seen a lot of customers, if they have the bandwidth and they're comfortable, they're pretty technology savvy, almost choosing to go straight desktop or straight mobile, and sometimes even avoid the handset. And so it depends a little bit on the client. But this we update about every 8 to 10 weeks too. So this new heads-up display, pretty new feature. We launched that probably about 2 months ago. So we'll continue to see this get better and better and better. And the goal is this is kind of the future. You're no longer going to need to spend $400 to $500 on a handset down the road. Eventually you'll be able to just do this and just do mobile, which even makes it more savings on that total cost of ownership for your customers. So the other integrations we have here is our Office 365. Let me show you guys a few of these things here. So all I do is I just come to the Chrome store and I download the RingCentral app. We have this for Office 365, and we also have it for Gmail. So I just add it through the Chrome store to your Google Chrome browser. Right now it's browser-based. We're working on having these same integrations through your desktop version of your Microsoft Outlook, which is on our roadmap, should be coming in the next 4 to 5 months. And then we're going to have some even better integrations once Edge is rolled out with Microsoft, because the way their system's set up with Edge, it'll allow us to do a lot more. But right now the customers just use Google Chrome, open your Office 365 window, you just add the RingCentral plugin from the Chrome store, and this works. You don't have to do anything else. From here I can do a few different things. So I can click to dial. Anything that it recognizes a phone number, I can just click, it'll make a call, and then it'll actually just ring my desk phone, whatever number you have in there, it'll just ring that automatically. You pick up, and the call is connected. Very simple. The other things you can do from here too is you have full access to your voicemail, you have full access to your fax, and you have full access to your text messages as well. Any of your contacts you can search. So if I just want to search like map, for example, it'll pull up any map that I have in my personal address book and in my company directory too. And then I could just click here, and I could actually call them directly from here. Full access to my call log. I could schedule a RingCentral video meeting. It would actually pop up on my calendar. I can schedule a conference call, where I could schedule conference calls directly here, and it'll pop up on my calendar. All I do is click authorize, and it'll set that up. But very simple, very easy to do. And all it is, within a couple clicks, you can add this to anybody that's using RingCentral. And now it's a free productivity tool, where if you're selling Office 365, it's someone that's a good fit for cloud. Well, then now you have an easy way to bring up that conversation, and also add some more productivity tools that they don't have right now. So very neat upgrades. This will keep getting better and better. We're working pretty closely with Microsoft on these integrations. So I'll have more features that come out once the Edge browser is fully launched, and then also have a lot more features that come out with your Microsoft, your normal Microsoft Outlook that isn't going through your web browser. So those are some cool features. The other thing I'll show you guys too is our app gallery. So we have quite a few different applications and integrations we have too, just so you guys have some more information. So if you look at Salesforce, we have some of the leading integrations with Salesforce, where you get screen pops, logs all your calls, registers all that information. Same thing with Zendesk. Zoho actually built on our platform to have a similar integration with Salesforce. And you can keep scrolling down, and we actually have a developer platform. So if you have anyone that wants to integrate with RingCentral, you just go to developers, RingCentral for developers, and you can get access to our sandbox, where anyone can actually come on here and integrate with RingCentral if they have a CRM or if they have a program they want to be able to click to dial, things like that. All that's available. Right now we're probably working on about 50 different integrations, and it's set up where these companies like Zoho actually came to us, and Zoho built the entire CRM on their own. We just approved it to make sure it worked well with our system. So we're seeing a lot of cool things like that take place too, which is one of the big drivers on the Gartner rankings as well, is the integrations. A really big benefit is these features here you can only get with cloud. You can't necessarily get these with your traditional type of PBX phone system. So, Richard, any other questions come in?
Let us take a quick peek. No questions right now.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I'll kind of go through here and get moving on. So what is the market opportunity? You see a lot of cool things. You can tell it's pretty user-friendly. I think from seeing, you know, some of the feature sets and just the adoption of cloud right now for the SMB and mid-market space. If you're on the call, you can see the opportunity-why this would be a good fit for your business, why your customers be looking at it, and how it could be kind of a win-win for you and your clients to make this move. So what is the market opportunity for U.S.? For the seats we're really targeting, we play really well on probably this 1 to 20, 2100, 100 to 500, and about 500, probably up to right now about 2,500 seats. We are seeing the deals get bigger and bigger. So when you look at that, the areas we're targeting, probably about $23 billion market opportunity in the U.S. It's a little bit to an extent. I worked in cellular back when everyone was coming in and getting their first cell phone, and every business was getting set up with cell phones for their company. It's a similar mindset here at RingCentral right now. Just the partners are coming to us with opportunities. Customers are coming to us looking to go cloud, and it's going to do nothing but get bigger in my estimation, and also according to a lot of analysts over the next 5 to 10 years, where your customers are going to be looking for these solutions. So if you have clients right now, you definitely want to be proactive and look at offering a cloud solution. Then also when they are asking about it, you want to be the expert and have a solution for them. You don't want them to call RingCentral directly or go through one of the other providers. You want to be the person that manages that relationship. Some of the big wins we've seen with partners, we actually had a partner, the managed service provider, that we got in with and won the PGA with. So the PGA is a RingCentral customer, 256 users. They had an old 15-year-old PBX in 2 of their headquarter buildings. They wanted everything unified and to support mobile employees. RingCentral did all that. We beat out thinking phones and 8x8. Overall, for us and the partner, we partnered on this sale, and it took about 150 days to close. What they really liked is being able to merge both their offices and their field employees. So everyone was linked together. The Office 365, they're a heavy 063.5 user, and they really like those integrations and the extra productivity that can bring to their team. Overall, we did 256 users, bills about $8,000 a month. They're very happy with the system, and as long as they're satisfied, they're not going to have to be in a solution where 10, 15, 20 years from now they have this old phone system. They're still going to have the latest and greatest solution with RingCentral. So how do we reward partners? So there's a few different ways we have. I think as a partner you can make money. We'll start at the most basic. Currently, just due to telecom regulations, we're set up as an agency model where you guys get a commission off the total billing. So the average commission we see is on the 2-year monthly contract where someone does a 2-year agreement and just pays their bill month to month. On that, as a partner, you receive a 16% residual of that total service. If they pay for their whole bill up front, it's 18% residual. If they just want to go month to month, it's a 10% residual. This applies to all RingCentral services. Also, if they do any type of upgrades or additions, you get that as well. The residual is paid on that total monthly recurring revenue for all customers. So it's not if you sign up 10, you only get it for those 10. We have a lot of people do what we call land and expand, where you land with maybe 10 users, and then before you know it, if the opportunity's there, it's a year down the road, they've rolled out RingCentral in other offices, and it ends up being like a 100-user account. Currently, the VAR receives that residual payment for up to for 10 years, and we're working on a few processes where we can do this sell-through model and then also a upgrade program to make those more of an evergreen model residuals. Some tools you have available for you is our partner portal. From the partner portal, you can go in, register a lead, create a professional quote, you get deal protection, you can activate customers, you get training certifications. Very easy to use. You get that once you're set up as a reseller, and you can go through, protect a lead, generate a very professional quote, literally about 3 or 4 minutes once you've done it one time. We also have channel support, so you'll have your TD Cloud team that you can call for support, but we know for you guys to win deals, you need direct support from RingCentral. So the way we go to market is we have channel managers, inside channel managers, outside regional channel managers, and our inside sales representatives for support, kind of gated per territory. So as you're coming on board, you launched as a partner and set up ready to sell. We'll get the introductions to the appropriate people on the RingCentral team. And then for partner support, any general questions, you can always call in as well. One other thing that's been really successful recently, and we've seen a lot of partners close big deals with, is we've actually trained some of our direct team to be overlaid, where they are certified and trained to work with our partners on accounts as well. So one of our biggest deals last quarter, 1,700 user deal, that was actually a college. The partner had the opportunity They had an RFP. We engaged them with our enterprise sled rep. They worked that deal hand in hand. Our enterprise rep and the partner went on site together. RingCentral provided the full support with the partner on the implementation and the rollout strategy. So we really, when we look at the more enterprise and mid-market accounts, we also have a team of certified reps that sell direct, but are also set up to work directly with partners that will help you guys if needed on these larger enterprise deals. And since doing that, we've really seen the amount of enterprise mid-market deals that partners are closing increase dramatically because they're partnered with you on it. They're with you on closing the deal, and we can essentially focus on that deal hand in hand. It's been really powerful to see that partnership with the customer. When the customers see it, and you have RingCentral on site with the partner, it really helps build credibility on both sides, and it really helps us help each other. So, if you're looking how to sign up to be a partner, it's pretty easy. We just got to call the Tech Data Cloud team, or if you wouldn't mind, if you do think, hey, I have an opportunity, I might really want to sign up for this, or I need some more details, take a quick second, just put it in the chat box, and I'll follow up with you directly with your cloud manager, and we will go through the program, go through the sign-up process. It's pretty easy, and then we'll also schedule a time when we can go through and do a launch call with you too to get you set up as a reseller. So once you say you want to get set up, we send over a RingCentral agreement. You just DocuSign it, upload your W-9 and ACH form. And then from there, we send you an email kind of welcome package, information for the partner portal, and we'll take you through a kind of a onboarding session. And we'll take you through that enablement session, make sure you got your correct contacts with RingCentral set up, and then just start selling. There's no minimums or quotas or costs to be a partner. Really, if you're looking at it, if you're on the webinar today, it's probably something you're already thinking about. A few benefits if you have a client that's looking at cloud-based solutions for their phone system, it's always better for you guys to sell it yourself. If you're managing their network, your client's going to be happier because you're going to set it up and it's going to work correctly. Compared to if you're not and they buy it from another party, well then when they do have network issues or it's not working correctly, they're going to call you anyways. From a proactive approach, you can provide a better service to your clients. It's an additional revenue stream for your business. It's something as a managed service provider or as a value-added reseller, you want to offer this type of expertise to your customers. And then besides just the residuals from RingCentral, a lot of partners make additional margins by implementation fees, by management fees for managing the account for your customers, and also if you're going to, purchase Cisco devices from Tech Data and provision those, you can also make margin off the handsets as well. So a great way to, add a profit to your company, have a better solution for your clients, and also be the essentially the industry expert for your clients as well. So that's pretty much the details. Please type in the chat box if you want us to follow up with you after the webinar, and we'll do it. And I'll tell you what, we'll pause for a second, see if there's any other questions. Or Richard, if there's not, maybe you could we can kind of review a few other questions that we've heard in the past from partners.
Alrighty, thanks, Dylan. We do have another question that's come in.
Okay.
Okay, and so they are asking, where is the development kit as we might want the program integration with our CRM program?
Okay. Yeah, you just go to developers.ringcentral.com and you can sign up to build on. We essentially give you access to what we call a sandbox. And then in that sandbox, you'll have full access to the system. So you can go on and build out integrations, build your APIs into that. And we go through and test it to make sure there's not anything on our end or in the integrations that would cause any issues on our system. And then from there, you'll be set up. Probably the easiest thing to do, if that is something you want to do, I work with, I know that my counterparts that manage that setup and kind of go over that. So if you guys would like to do that, let's touch base, kind of review what you're looking for, and then from there I can introduce you with Paul Mink, who is our manager on that integration side, and we can give you a little more details in a one-on-one session. Richard, if you don't mind, just take a note of who took that question down so we can follow up with them afterwards.
Yep, we'll do that.
Okay.
If there's any other questions, please use the chat feature, and we'll read the question off to Dylan. Dylan, in the last couple of minutes that we have here, and while we're waiting to see if any other questions come through, do you want to cover off on some previous questions that may have come up on previous webinars?
Yeah, sure. So a few things that usually partners come up with is kind of how the support's laid out and the implementation process. When you have a customer, how does it go through and actually sign them up and what they're responsible for. So we do offer quite a bit of support on that side. So whenever you have a customer that signs up, they'll get an implementations manager. That implementations manager's job is to make sure we go through and help assist with all the call rules, different type of setups, ring groups, sales groups, things like that that customers are wanting. As a partner, you can work with it two different ways. You can work directly with our implementation specialist to go through and implement the account for your customer, or depending on the customer, if you'd like, we could work directly with them too. We'll base it on how you'd like to do that. Since you'll be the partner selling the account, you'll be scheduling that implementation, but you definitely won't be on your own when it comes to implementation and things like that. Another pretty common question we get is about number porting and number eligibility, how that process works. So we do have a link on our partner portal where you can check to see if a number is eligible to transfer. The only time we can't really transfer a number is, say, it's a rural telephone co-op. They don't play by the same rules as your traditional providers, but generally we can always port numbers over, and very rarely do I run into a situation where we can't.
Alrighty, well, thank you, Dylan. No other questions has come in as of yet. We'll give it another minute or two.
Okay.
All right, Dylan. So it looks like no questions are out there. So yeah, so we can go ahead and wrap up today's session. If you want to make some closing comments, we can start there.
Yeah, no, thanks for everyone that joined. Really appreciate everyone's time. I know people are busy, and getting an hour out of your day is definitely very valuable. So I just say if you want to be followed up with, I'll probably reach out to everyone that attended probably throughout this week. If you have more specific questions, we can kind of follow through, but we're seeing a lot of success with this program. Usually RingCentral is a great product, really a game-changing product out there. Tech Data, you know, they vetted us really hard as a partner. We also work with AT&T, who are the vetting process was really difficult. So you essentially have the opportunity to partner with the leader in cloud voice, and that's not just according to me, it's according to Tech Data, according to AT&T, according to Gartner. So if you have customers asking about it, it's best to be proactive, get set up as a partner, and, you know, look at this as a new way to earn money for your business and, you know, help you, your business, and your customers' businesses out. So that's all I got, Richard. I guess we can drop off.
Yeah, well, I want to thank everybody for joining as well. You know, our cloud sessions that we do on the webinar are very informative, and today was very informative as well. And once again, thank you, Dylan, RingCentral, and we'll see everybody again on our next session.
All right. Thanks, Richard.